You've done everything right. You've worked hard, paid your bills, raised a family, kept the house clean and steady. But lately, something feels off. You're exhausted for no reason. Money comes in, then disappears. Relationships feel tense, even when no one says a word. Opportunities pass you by. And worst of all, you can't explain why. It's like there's an invisible force holding you back, tightening around your life little by little. Here's the truth no one talks about. Some homes are beautiful on the outside, but cursed on the inside. Not cursed in a haunted movie kind of way. Cursed by energy, blocked, stagnant, or misaligned. Energy that makes you feel trapped, like your luck has run out and your future is on pause. You don't see it. You just live inside it, day after day. If your home carries any of these 7 hidden Feng Shui flaws, it doesn't matter how hard you try. You'll keep losing money, missing joy, and wondering why nothing ever sticks. These aren't just design mistakes. They're energy leaks, and they're powerful enough to wreck your health, your focus, your peace, and your destiny. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what those 7 signs look like, how they destroy your fortune over time, and what you can do right now to reverse them. Because once you see what's really going on, you'll never look at your home the same way again. Your house is supposed to protect you. But if it's working against you, everything else in your life will feel like a constant uphill battle. Let's fix that starting today. Sin 1, a house that doesn't breathe, no light, no flow. You walk into your home and without even thinking, you flip on the lights at noon. The windows are there, but the blinds are always closed. Maybe it's to keep the furniture from fading. Maybe it's for privacy. Maybe it's just habit. Either way, you've gotten used to living in dimness. But what you don't realize is that this subtle lack of light, this quiet absence of fresh air, could be draining your energy every single day. A home without natural light or movement is a home without breath. And when your home stops breathing, so do you, in ways you don't even notice at first. You wake up tired. You move through your day with a fog that no amount of coffee clears. Your motivation feels thin. Your mood dips for no clear reason. You snap more easily. You can't focus. You forget things. And slowly, life starts to feel heavier, like you're walking through a space that holds you back instead of lifting you up. The first and most overlooked sin of Feng Shui is this: stillness that turns into stagnation. Not the peaceful kind of stillness, but the kind that suffocates. It happens in homes where the air doesn't move, where sunlight is blocked, where corners remain in shadow all day long. And in those shadows, energy gets stuck. Not metaphorically, energetically. It's like the entire atmosphere inside your home thickens. Plants struggle to thrive. Dust settles faster. Rooms feel heavier, colder, more lifeless. And what's worse, your body starts matching that frequency. You feel sluggish. You procrastinate more. You argue more. You stop inviting people over because something about the space feels off. In Feng Shui, light and air are the breath of the home. They represent life force, clarity, and momentum. When those are blocked, so is everything else. Your creativity, your health, your finances, your relationships. Imagine living in a house where every window is shut and every curtain is drawn. Over time, even your thoughts start to feel closed off. You lose the spark. You stop reaching for new goals. You play small, not because you lack talent or ambition, but because your environment doesn't support expansion. And here's the catch. Most people don't know this is happening. They just think they're tired or unmotivated or going through a phase. But what if it's not you at all? What if it's the energy around you, stale and unmoving, whispering quietly every day? Stay small, stay safe, don't move. Now here's the good news. This is one of the easiest Feng Shui sins to fix, but only if you're willing to shift what you've gotten used to. Start with light. Open your blinds fully for at least 1 hour each morning. Let actual sunlight touch the walls, the floors, your skin. Sunlight isn't just visual brightness. It's a reset for your circadian rhythm, your nervous system, your entire energy field. If privacy is a concern, use sheer curtains that filter light without blocking it. Next, air. Fresh air isn't optional, it's essential. Open at least 2 windows at opposite ends of your space, even for 10 minutes, to create a current. This simple act clears stagnation faster than any scented candle ever could. If your layout doesn't allow much ventilation, bring in plants that clean the air, like snake plants, spider plants, or peace lilies. These aren't just decor. They're living filters. You'll know your home is healing when your plants start thriving. If you can't get much sunlight into a space, use mirrors, not as decoration, but as tools to reflect and multiply light. Place them where they can catch the sun and bounce it into darker corners. Small crystals hung near windows can also refract light and activate energy flow. And here's a forgotten trick: sound. Stillness breeds heaviness, but sound invites movement. A soft wind chime near an open window, a gentle playlist during the day, even laughter. These subtle sounds stir the energy in a space like ripples on water. And the moment your house begins to breathe again, you will too. Your thoughts will clear, your mood will lift, your body will respond, you'll sleep better. You'll wake up with a little more curiosity. You'll notice the light on the wall and pause just for a second to feel it. That's how energy works. Not loud, not flashy, but constant, either supporting you or holding you back. So ask yourself, does your home feel like it's breathing? Or does it feel like everything in it is just waiting? If it's the latter, open something, a window, a curtain, a new way of being, because you deserve a home that lifts your energy instead of burying it. You deserve light, you deserve flow. And it starts the moment you choose to let it in. Sin 2, the front door that pushes fortune away. You may not give much thought to your front door. You walk in, drop your keys, kick off your shoes, and move on with your day. But what if that very entrance, the one you pass through dozens of times a week, is actually the reason your finances feel unstable, your mood unpredictable, and your goals always slightly out of reach? In Feng Shui, the front door isn't just where people enter. It's where energy enters. It's called the mouth of the home, because it's the main channel through which life force, luck, and abundance flow into your space. And just like a body needs a clear airway to breathe, your home needs an open, intentional entrance to receive what it's meant to hold. The problem: most homes aren't designed with this in mind. In fact, many American floor plans create the exact opposite effect. Layouts that repel energy instead of welcoming it. Designs that rush good fortune right back out the moment it arrives. Have you ever walked into someone's house and felt like you were being pushed through it? That's not imagination. That's energy failing to land. The most common culprit: a front door that aligns directly with a back door, a hallway, a staircase, or even a bathroom. When energy enters through the front door and is immediately confronted by an escape route, whether it's a straight hallway, a back door, or a staircase that pulls the eye, it doesn't stay. It shoots through. It vanishes. And with it, your ability to hold onto money, peace, and momentum. Think of it like pouring water into a funnel that has no bottom. No matter how much flows in, nothing fills. That's why some people feel like they're always working hard but never getting ahead. The home itself doesn't allow abundance to settle. It keeps flushing it out. Another common issue is a staircase directly facing the door. If it goes downward, energy sinks, taking your resources and motivation with it. If it goes upward, the energy shoots too high, never grounding into the rest of the house. Either way, the flow becomes unstable. The result: An underlying sense of anxiety, like everything could fall apart at any time. You might find that bills arrive faster than you can pay them. Plans get delayed. Health issues pop up out of nowhere. Arguments escalate quickly. Or worse, you start questioning your own intuition, wondering why nothing seems to stick, no matter how hard you try. And here's what's even more unsettling. You may not notice any of this happening for years. You just assume life is hard, or the economy is bad, or your timing is off. But sometimes the answer is quite literally in your layout. So what can you do? You don't have to remodel your home to shift its energy. Small, strategic adjustments can make a powerful difference. If your front door aligns with a back door or a hallway, create a visual pause. Place a tall, leafy plant somewhere in between, not to block, but to soften. Use a decorative screen, a bookshelf, or even a hanging textile to slow the flow. Think of it like placing a gentle hand on rushing water, inviting it to linger, to move with grace, not force. If the door faces a bathroom, keep that door closed at all times. Add a mirror, not directly facing the front door, but nearby, to redirect energy gently. Place a bowl of water with floating petals or stones near the entryway. Water, when placed intentionally, symbolizes wealth and containment. If you have a staircase facing the door, add grounding elements. A small rug to slow the energy, a console table with warm lighting, or a crystal sphere to disperse the rush. Hang something soft and downward, like a string of beads or a cascading plant, to signal that energy should stay, not flee. Above all, keep your entryway clear and inviting. No clutter, no broken things. Your front door is a message to the universe. I am ready to receive. Let it say that visually, energetically, and emotionally, because your home is not just a structure, it's an invitation. And if the doorway to that invitation is chaotic, misaligned, or blocked, then all the effort you put into your career, your relationships, your inner healing, won't have a stable place to land. So ask yourself today, when I open my front door, do I feel energy arriving or escaping? If it feels like nothing ever stays, maybe it's time to change the way it enters. Shift the flow, anchor the space, and reclaim your right to receive what's already trying to find you. Sin 3, decor that holds old pain. Look around your home right now. What's the one item you've held onto for years? Not because it brings you joy, but because you just couldn't let it go. Maybe it's a chipped mug from a trip you no longer talk about. A piece of jewelry from someone who hurt you. A photo you haven't looked at in ages because it carries too much weight. Or maybe it's furniture passed down from someone whose presence still lingers long after they're gone. We don't think of these things as dangerous. They're just things, harmless, right? But what if they're not? What if these objects, quiet and still, are the very reason you feel stuck, heavy, and unable to move forward? In Feng Shui, objects are not neutral. Everything in your space holds energy, especially items tied to memories. And while some memories nourish us, others trap us. When you surround yourself with decor connected to loss, betrayal, guilt, or regret, you unknowingly anchor that emotion into your everyday life. It's not just sentiment, it's energetic residue. And over time, that residue becomes a weight your spirit has to carry. You might wonder why you feel sad in certain rooms, anxious without cause, or irritated more often than usual. It's not always you. Sometimes it's what surrounds you. A broken clock from your old office might silently hold years of burnout. A wedding photo from a marriage that ended badly might whisper old wounds into your present joy. A gift from someone you no longer trust might project invisible tension into your space. These items don't just remind you, they replay the energy over and over, like a loop that never ends. You may not consciously notice it, but your body, your mind, your emotions, they respond. You hesitate to try again. You second-guess your decisions. You feel tired in rooms where nothing is technically wrong. That's the cost of holding on. The energy of your space becomes a mirror of your past, not a map to your future. And it's not about minimalism or perfection. It's about energetic alignment. So how do you shift it? You start by walking through your home slowly, intentionally. Not to clean, to feel. Pick up each object and ask one quiet question. Does this lift me or weigh me down? You'll know. The truth rises fast when you're ready to hear it. If something brings you guilt, sadness, or emotional static, release it. You don't have to throw everything away, but you do need to choose what stays, and if you're keeping it just in case, or because I might need it someday, ask yourself. At what cost? Sometimes we hold on to pain in the shape of usefulness, but healing always starts with clearing. Create space for what you want by letting go of what no longer serves. Let your home become a sanctuary, not a storage unit for grief. Replace heavy decor with items that represent who you are now, not who you were then. Hang art that opens your heart. Frame photos that reflect joy. Keep objects that ground you, calm you, or make you smile for no reason. And don't be afraid of empty space. In Feng Shui, space itself is powerful. Its possibility, its breath. It invites new energy to arrive, new ideas to bloom, and new relationships to grow. Every time you remove something that carries old pain, you make room for something lighter, something real, something ready. So here's the question that changes everything. Is your home decorated with intention or with memory? Because memory is not always gentle. Sometimes it chains us. But intention, that's how we take our power back. That's how we rewrite the story. Let today be the day you choose what your home reflects. Not the wounds you've endured, but the life you're still creating. Because you deserve to walk through your home and feel relieved, not haunted. Sin 4, dark corners where energy gets trapped. Every home has them, corners you don't look at. Drawers you haven't opened in years, the hallway that feels colder, the closet where things just keep piling up. You tell yourself it's just clutter, just stuff, just a small mess you'll get to later. But what if those forgotten spaces are doing more than collecting dust? What if they're collecting energy and not the kind you want? In Feng Shui, stagnant corners are more than an eyesore. They are energetic dead zones. Pockets of stillness that trap the past, breed indecision, and block movement in your life. And the scariest part? You don't feel it all at once. You feel it slowly, in your mood, your focus, your momentum. You find yourself procrastinating more, struggling to stay motivated, or feeling like nothing you do truly lands. It's like the air is heavier, the thoughts are foggier, and you can't explain why. That's what stuck energy does. It creeps, it lingers, and it hides where you least expect it, under the bed, behind the door, in that one box you meant to unpack 3 years ago. These places aren't just physically dark, they're emotionally loaded. Every item you avoid becomes a silent reminder of what's unresolved. Old bills, broken gadgets, clothes that no longer fit but still hold emotional weight. They whisper stories of goals abandoned, of versions of you that no longer exist. And every time you walk past without looking, your body absorbs that message. Not yet, not ready, not enough. It's exhausting. You may not realize it, but your nervous system feels the pressure of everything left undone. That pressure builds, and one day it spills into frustration, fatigue, or even physical discomfort. So how do you shift this? You don't need a full home makeover. You just need to reclaim what you've ignored. Start small. Pick one corner, not the biggest mess, just one. Open the drawer, turn on the light, breathe into the discomfort. Because behind every ignored pile is a piece of yourself waiting to be seen, sorted, and set free. As you clear the space, notice how you feel. This isn't just cleaning, it's energetic release. Each item you move creates flow. Each space you open allows fresh energy in. You'll begin to notice subtle changes. You'll breathe deeper, your sleep will improve. Conversations will feel easier. Creativity will return. The house will feel lighter, and so will you. Want to amplify the shift? Add light where there was none. A soft lamp in a shadowed corner. A mirror to reflect brightness into a hallway. Even a flickering candle can transform the vibration of a forgotten space. Use scent. Light incense, diffuse essential oils, or place fresh herbs to cleanse lingering heaviness. Introduce sound. A soft bell, gentle music, even your own voice speaking gratitude as you move through. These aren't rituals. They're recalibrations. They remind your home that you are awake, aware, and choosing presence. And presence, true, grounded awareness, is the most powerful energy there is. Because when you show up fully, the space begins to reflect it back. The dark corners lose their grip. They no longer hold fear or guilt or waiting. They simply become space. Open, neutral, ready, so take a look around. Where does your attention avoid? Where does your energy drop? That's your starting point. Not because it's messy, but because it's meaningful. Because healing doesn't always begin with a breakthrough. Sometimes it begins with a flashlight, a trash bag, and the courage to say, "I'm not hiding from this anymore." You are not meant to live among shadows. Your home, your energy, your life, they all move better in the light, and it begins the moment you're willing to look. Sin 5, living near fast roads or harsh lines. You chose the house for convenience. It's close to work, near shops, easy to access. The main road is right there, a 2-minute drive to everything. But ever since you moved in, something hasn't felt right. Sleep is restless. Tempers flare more easily. There's a hum of anxiety that never fully quiets down. You chalk it up to stress. Aging, hormones, but what if it's not inside you? What if it's outside? Rushing past your front door day after day in the form of speeding cars, loud intersections, or long, straight driveways that shoot energy like arrows straight at your home. In Feng Shui, direction matters. Movement matters, and speed is everything. Energy, like water or wind, needs to meander to nourish. But when it's forced to rush, especially in a straight, aggressive line, it becomes destructive. That's what happens when your house sits at the end of a long street, faces a fast road, or lines up with a straight driveway that points directly at your front door. This formation is called poison arrow energy. You may not see it, but you feel it. It's like living under constant pressure even when nothing dramatic is happening. Your nervous system stays alert. Your body never fully relaxes. You find yourself impatient, unsettled, unable to focus. You might experience unexplained tension in your neck or chest, sudden fatigue, or a general sense of being on edge. Relationships can suffer. Finances wobble. Accidents seem more common, small ones like tripping or dropping things, but sometimes bigger ones too. Because when fast, sharp energy hits your space day after day, your life reflects that momentum. Things happen too fast. Decisions feel rushed. Peace becomes harder to hold onto. And over time, you begin to live in reaction instead of response. You're always catching up, never settling down. So what can you do when your home is exposed to harsh external energy? You can't move the road, but you can soften its impact. The first step is to create a buffer, a way to interrupt the force before it hits your space. Think plants. A row of hedges, a small tree near the front walkway, even potted evergreens on the porch. These act like energetic filters. They break up the speed. They invite the energy to slow, to settle, to nourish. Lighting also matters. If the area around your entrance feels stark or overly exposed at night, install warm outdoor lights facing inward toward your home, not outward to the street. This draws energy in, makes the house feel held and protected. You can also use materials intentionally. Stone planters, a curved path instead of a straight one, a wind chime by the door. Each element whispers to the energy, not so fast, not so sharp. Mirrors can help too, but use them with care. A convex mirror placed outside above the front door can deflect rushing energy. But never place mirrors inside the door or directly across from it. That bounces good energy right back out. Symbolic objects work as well. A statue of protection like a small angel or a peaceful Buddha placed near the entrance. A grounding stone like black tourmaline or hematite on the porch or just inside. These aren't decorations, they're declarations. They say, "This is sacred space. You may slow down here." Inside the house, balance the impact with softness. Use rounded shapes in furniture. Keep the entryway clear but welcoming. Avoid placing busy electronics or loud decor near the door. Think calm, not cluttered. Think arrival, not defense. And most importantly, anchor yourself. The energy outside may be fast, but you don't have to match it. Create routines that ground you. Light a candle at the same time every evening. Open a window to let stale air leave. Play music that settles the room. Your nervous system needs signals that say, "You're safe now, you're home," because that's what a home should be, not just a shelter from weather, but a shelter from the world. A space where the rush stops, where the noise fades, where your spirit can exhale. So the next time you pull into the driveway, ask yourself, what's rushing toward me? And what do I have in place to meet it with softness? That shift, subtle but intentional, is how you turn a vulnerable location into a place of power. Not by resisting movement, but by redirecting it. Not by blocking force, but by transforming it. Let your home be the calm in the storm. Let it teach the world to slow down. Sin 6. When plants wilt and pets withdraw. You water your plants, you feed your pets, you do everything right on the surface. The soil is fresh. The food is the good kind. You talk to your dog like she's family. You tuck your cat in like a child, and yet something still feels off. The leaves turn yellow, the stems get soft, your dog sleeps too much, your cat hides for no reason. At first you blame the weather or age or maybe a bad batch of food. But deep down you feel it too, something isn't flowing. Something in the energy has shifted. In Feng Shui, plants and animals are more than companions or decor. They are mirrors, living, breathing barometers of the home's energy field. And when the energy is heavy, stagnant, or chaotic, they're the first to show it. Why? Because they're honest. They don't rationalize or ignore. They feel everything. And they respond without apology. A home with healthy, thriving plants and playful pets is a home where energy flows freely, where the air is light, where movement happens without resistance. But when a space holds sadness, tension, or unresolved emotion, life begins to shrink. Leaves curl inward. Animals become anxious or distant. Even the most resilient plant wilts when surrounded by energetic fog. And if it's happening to them, it's happening to you. You're just better at pretending you're fine. Think about where the plants struggle most. Is it a dark corner near the front door? In a room no one uses anymore? That's not coincidence. That's your home showing you where energy is stuck. Now think about your pets. Are they avoiding certain spots, becoming more reactive, sleeping more than usual? Animals pick up what we suppress. They carry our emotions when we won't. They react to shifts in the home, fights, silence, even grief left unspoken. Their discomfort is not a problem to fix. It's a message to hear. So how do you respond? Not with guilt, but with presence. Start with the plants. Remove anything that's clearly dying. Keeping dead or decaying plants indoors anchors stagnant energy in the home. It's a quiet reminder of what's not thriving. Replace them with hardy, high-vibration varieties: snake plants, pothos, peace lilies, bamboo. Place them where natural light can reach. Don't hide them behind furniture or in corners that feel forgotten. You're not decorating, you're inviting energy to move. Consider placing a small quartz crystal in the soil to amplify grounding and flow. Water them slowly, intentionally. Let that moment of care be a meditation. For your pets, observe where they gravitate. Where do they sleep? Where do they avoid? These are energetic cues. If your pet avoids a certain room, clear it. Open the windows. Burn sage or diffuse essential oils, lavender, frankincense, cedarwood. Play soft music. Sit in that space and breathe until it feels lighter. Your presence is part of the healing. If their bed is near electronics, drafty windows, or cluttered corners, relocate it. Bring it closer to warmth, natural light, and human connection. Animals, like humans, need spaces that feel emotionally safe. You can also use Feng Shui cures. Place a small bowl of salt water near where your pet rests to absorb stagnant energy. Change it weekly. Add a soft lamp nearby for gentle warmth. Create an environment that feels like a soft exhale. And most importantly, tend to your own energy. Because the more you come home to yourself, the more your home returns to harmony. Your plants won't just survive, they'll grow new shoots. Your pets won't just relax, they'll become more affectionate, more playful, more at ease. And you'll feel a shift you can't quite explain, but you'll know it's real. The air will feel clearer. The rooms will feel softer. The house will feel alive again. Because when the living things in your home thrive, it's a sign that you are healing too. This isn't about being a perfect plant parent or a flawless pet owner. It's about tuning into the language of energy, the subtle ways your home speaks when words fall short. So ask yourself, what is struggling to grow around me? What part of this house feels ignored, unseen, or weighed down? And what can I do today, not to fix it, but to feel it? Your attention is the medicine. Your awareness is the cure. And when you start to care for your space like it's a living thing, it responds, always, because energy listens, life listens. And in a home filled with love, everything, including you, begins to bloom. Sin 7, a kitchen that doesn't nurture, but burns you out. The kitchen is supposed to be the heart of the home, the place where warmth gathers, where meals are shared, where energy is renewed. But what if yours doesn't feel that way? What if it's the place where you always feel overwhelmed, where clutter builds, where you rush instead of savor? What if, instead of nourishing you, it silently exhausts you? In Feng Shui, the kitchen is more than just a cooking space. It represents fire, vitality, and abundance. It's where the energy of nourishment becomes physical reality. But when that fire is misplaced, unbalanced, or misaligned, it doesn't give, it takes. You might not notice it at first. It starts with little things, meals that feel more like chores than moments of joy, a constant sense of mess even when everything is technically clean. Food spoiling too fast, burnt pans. A general sense of tension that spikes the moment you step into the kitchen. And then it creeps deeper into your energy, your body, your mind. You feel drained after cooking. You eat standing up or while scrolling or in silence. You argue more often while standing near the stove. You lose your appetite or overeat without enjoying a bite. The fire element, when unbalanced, burns too hot. It overwhelms, it agitates. And when placed in the wrong spot, such as facing directly toward the front door or opposite the bathroom, it creates a constant energetic clash. Imagine this: Energy enters your home through the front door, full of potential, ready to nourish. But instead of settling, it's pulled immediately into the flame. Just like that, your fortune is burned before it can take root. Or worse, the kitchen is tucked away, dimly lit, cluttered, forgotten. The fire fades. And along with it, your motivation, your digestion, your creative spark. Over time, this energetic misalignment doesn't just affect your cooking, it affects your life. You may notice financial instability, tension between family members, trouble sleeping, or a feeling of never truly being fed, not just by food, but by life itself. So how do you bring your kitchen back into balance? First, clear the clutter, not just the physical kind, but the energetic layers. Appliances you don't use, expired food, chipped plates, drawers filled with forgotten tools. Every item holds weight. And in a space meant to nourish, only what supports should remain. Next, check the position of your stove. If it faces the front door, you're losing energy the moment you create it. Place a soft visual barrier, a curtain, a shelf, a hanging plant to break that direct line. If the stove faces a bathroom, always keep the door closed. Introduce wood energy, like a plant or a wooden bowl, to mediate between fire, kitchen, and water, bathroom. If the stove is under a bathroom upstairs, use a false ceiling or a reflective upward-facing mirror to energetically protect the flame. But even if the layout is fixed, energy is. You can transform the feel of your kitchen by shifting the experience. Turn on soft music while you cook. Use warm lighting, not harsh overhead fluorescents, but gentle under-cabinet lights or a dimmable lamp. Keep a bowl of citrus fruits visible, lemons, oranges, limes. They don't just freshen the air, they lift the spirit. Consider lighting a candle before dinner, not for the mood, but for the message. Fire, when honored, gives back. Make your meals slowly. Sit down when you eat. Use your favorite plate. Bless your food, not religiously, but with gratitude. Feel the nourishment before you take the first bite. And most importantly, speak gently in the kitchen. Words carry energy. When the heart of the home is filled with kindness, that energy spreads to every other room. Your kitchen does not have to be perfect. It does not need marble countertops or brand new appliances, but it does need intention. It needs warmth, not just from the stove, but from your presence. So the next time you walk into your kitchen, ask, do I feel supported here or burned out? The answer isn't in the layout, it's in the energy. And that you have the power to change. Final, as you sit with everything we've explored, the door that lets too much escape, the corners that never see the sun, the items that hold old grief, the kitchen that stirs more tension than nourishment. One truth rises quietly above them all. Your home is not just where you live, it's where your energy lives. And energy, whether we notice it or not, shapes the way we think, feel, connect, and move through the world. These 7 sins of Feng Shui aren't about superstition or rigid rules. They're about flow. The invisible yet undeniable currents that run through your environment, currents that, when blocked or ignored, can leave you feeling like you're constantly swimming upstream. The fatigue that doesn't go away, the joy that's harder to reach, the strange sense that life keeps almost working but never quite landing. These aren't personal failures. They're signals that something in your environment may not be supporting who you are or who you're becoming. And here's the good news: space is malleable. Energy responds to intention. You don't need to knock down walls or hire a spiritual expert. You simply need to pay attention. Open what's been shut. Clear what's been ignored. Honor what still feels alive and gently release what doesn't. Because the way your home feels is not separate from the way your life flows. Maybe what you've been calling bad luck was just blocked light. Maybe what you've blamed on age or stress was simply stagnant air or an unresolved corner that needed your presence. And maybe, just maybe, everything starts to shift when you stop trying to fix yourself and start listening to the space around you. This isn't about making your house perfect. It's about making it yours, energetically, emotionally, soulfully. A place that matches the life you're finally ready to live. So tonight, when the world quiets and you return to your space, ask softly, not with judgment but with wonder. What part of my home is still holding a version of me I've already outgrown? And then, just maybe, let it go. Because healing isn't always about doing more. Sometimes it's about doing less, with greater love and clearer intention. And it all begins right where you live.